Life for Mind presents. Have you ever wondered if you might be more intimidating than you think? Well, it's an intriguing idea, isn't it? Intimidation, an often silent and unseen force, can subtly shape our interactions with others. Many of us can be intimidating without even realizing it, our behaviors and attitudes sending signals we're not consciously aware of. So how do you figure out if you're one of these unintentional intimidators? Today we'll share 13 clues that may hint you might be more intimidating than you think. First up, if you're a direct person, this could be interpreted as intimidating. Now, being direct is often considered a good thing. It means you're honest, straightforward, and you don't beat around the bush. You're someone who speaks their mind, values transparency, and isn't afraid to share your thoughts. But here's where things get tricky. While your directness can be appreciated, it can also intimidate those who are more used to indirect communication. They may find your straightforwardness somewhat overwhelming, even if that's not your intention. It's like a double-edged sword, really. The very trait that makes you clear and reliable can also make you seem unapproachable to some. Remember, directness isn't a bad trait, but it can be interpreted as intimidating. Do you feel comfortable in silence? It's a question that can reveal a lot about how others perceive you. For some, silence is awkward. It's a gap that must be filled with chatter. However, for others, silence is a companion, a space for reflection and thought. If you're one of those people who can sit comfortably in silence, you may come across as intimidating to others. Why? Because your ability to hold your own in silent moments can be unnerving. It may make people wonder what you're thinking, or even worry that they're not measuring up in the conversation. So if you're at ease with silence, others might find you a bit intimidating. Are you someone who sees things in black and white? If your answer is yes, then this could be a clue that you might be more intimidating than you think. Seeing things in black and white means you view situations, ideas, and people in absolute terms. There's no middle ground or gray area for you. You perceive things as they are without any sugarcoating. This uncompromising perspective can seem daunting to others who prefer to see life in softer hues with more shades of gray. They may feel overwhelmed by your intensity and firmness. Your ability to strip away the fluff and focus on the core truth can be intimidating, yet it's also a sign of your strength and clarity. Seeing things in black and white might make you seem more daunting to others. Do you stick by your decisions no matter what? Let's take a moment to appreciate the power of resoluteness. It's a trait that communicates confidence and purpose. But it can also be a bit intimidating to those around us. Imagine being in a room full of people, all offering their opinions, all trying to sway you. Yet you remain unmoved, your decision unwavering. This solid determination, this steadfastness can be seen as intimidating. Why? Because it's a display of strength. It tells people that you are not easily swayed, that you trust your judgment. It's a reflection of your self-assuredness. So don't be surprised if people find this trait a bit daunting. Being resolute in your decisions can make you appear more intimidating. Are you often the most knowledgeable person in the room? If so, your extensive knowledge might be more intimidating than you think. Knowledge is power indeed, but it can also create a gap. You see, when you're the one always dishing out information, others might feel overshadowed or inadequate. It's not that they don't appreciate your wisdom, it's just that your intellectual prowess can be a bit overwhelming. Imagine being in a room where everyone else is speaking a language you barely understand. Intimidating, right? That's how some might feel when they're around you. So while your knowledge is impressive, it's important to be mindful of how it might come across to others. Your vast knowledge could be making you seem more intimidating. Do you find small talk tedious? If so, it's not necessarily a bad thing. However, it might make you seem intimidating to some. Small talk, though seemingly trivial, often serves as a social lubricant, a way for people to establish connection and rapport. When someone avoids it, it can give off the impression of being uninterested or detached. Others might interpret this as you being aloof or highbrow, or even as a sign of arrogance. However, it might just be that you prefer rich, meaningful interactions over the surface-level chit-chat. Remember, not everyone understands this preference, and it could potentially create barriers. So it's worth noting, your discomfort with small talk might be interpreted as intimidating. Are you assertive in your interactions? Let's unpack this. Assertiveness is the ability to express your feelings, thoughts, and needs directly and respectfully. But how can this be intimidating? Well, in a world where many people avoid confrontation, those who are assertive can seem overwhelming. Particularly to those who are more passive or non-confrontational, your clear and direct communication might come across as aggressive or domineering. It's not necessarily a bad thing to be assertive, it's a sign of confidence and self-assuredness. However, it's essential to be aware of how your assertiveness may impact others. Remember, effective communication is about balance. Your assertiveness could be coming off as intimidating. Does conflict not bother you? If so, that's another clue that you might be more intimidating than you think. It's not that you're looking for a fight or enjoy causing a ruckus, quite the contrary. You simply don't shy away from difficult conversations or challenging situations. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even if it means going against the grain. This ability to remain calm and composed, to be unfazed when others might run for cover, can be quite intimidating. It sends a clear message. You're not someone who backs down easily. You're fearless, confrontational when necessary, but always fair. Being unfazed by conflict can make you appear more intimidating. Are you fiercely independent? Let's dive into it. Independence is a powerful trait that can be intimidating to those who are more dependent on others. You see, when you're self-reliant, you don't need others to make decisions for you or to validate your choices. You stand alone, confident in your abilities, and ready to face whatever comes your way. This can be somewhat daunting to those who are used to leaning on others for support. They may feel threatened by your autonomy, perceiving it as a sign of superiority. Remember, your independence doesn't make you unapproachable. It just means you're comfortable being on your own. So, if you're wondering why some people might find you intimidating, consider this. Your independence might be making you seem more intimidating. Do you have a high level of emotional intelligence? This means you can sense, understand, and react to others' emotions while managing your own effectively. It's a valuable trait indeed, but can be intimidating to those who struggle with emotional understanding. You see, emotional intelligence shines a light on truths that some might prefer to keep in the dark. It allows you to discern insincerity, dishonesty, and manipulation, often before the other person even realizes they're being transparent. Your ability to navigate the sea of emotions can be like a mirror, forcing people to confront their emotional shortcomings. And that, my friend, can be quite intimidating. So while emotional intelligence is a strength, it's essential to remember, your emotional intelligence could be making you seem more intimidating. Are you not easily swayed by others? If that's the case, you might be more intimidating than you think. This characteristic is a sign of confidence and inner strength. It means that you have a strong sense of self, and you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe in, even if it goes against the grain. This can be intimidating to others, especially those who are used to people bending to their will or to societal norms. You're like a rock in the middle of a river, unyielding and steadfast no matter how strong the current. This can be both inspiring and intimidating to those around you. So remember, being unwavering in your beliefs might make you appear more intimidating. Are you ambitious in your pursuits? Ambition, that relentless drive to achieve and excel, can often be perceived as intimidating. It's like a fire that never stops burning, a constant quest for improvement and growth that leaves no room for complacency. This kind of relentless determination can unsettle those who are less driven. It's not about being ruthless or inconsiderate, but about having a clear vision and the unwavering willpower to make it a reality. It's about setting high standards for oneself and not settling for mediocrity. For some, this level of ambition can be overwhelming, even scary. It's a reminder of the potential that lies within us all, waiting to be unlocked. So remember, your ambition could be coming off as intimidating. Do you not seek validation from others? Let's dive into our final clue. Not needing validation from others can be seen as intimidating. It's a sign of someone who is self-assured and independent. They don't need the approval of others to feel good about themselves or their actions. This might make them appear aloof or detached, but in reality, it's a reflection of their inner confidence. They're not swayed by the opinions of others, and they make decisions based on their own judgment. This trait can be intimidating to some, as it signifies a strong, independent mind that is not easily influenced. So, if you're someone who doesn't seek external validation, remember, it's not a flaw, it's a strength. Not needing validation might make you seem more intimidating. These are the 13 clues that might suggest you're more intimidating than you think. From being direct and resolute in your decisions to being unfazed by conflict and not seeking validation, each clue is a facet of your unique personality. Note that being intimidating isn't inherently negative. It's about recognizing how your behaviors may be perceived by others. Remember, everyone has unique traits and qualities. Understanding them can help us improve our interactions with others. Until next time, keep exploring yourself.